Hi guys, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork and welcome to another battle vid. And today's battle vid is between the LG G Flex and the Lumia 1520 to find out which is the better 6-inch device on the AT&T network. Let's find out. All right, so we're going to take a closer look at our two devices, the 1520 and the LG G Flex. First of all, I'm not comparing operating systems. That runs Android, this runs Windows Phone, so it's pointless. You pick and choose which you want in that department there. But here we're going to talk about basically what really makes these devices different in terms of physicality, physical appearance, physical functions, and all that fun stuff. So first thing you know, these things are behemoths. So if you're not like me that has big hands, these are massive phones, both 6-inch devices in total. Of course, the G Flex is slightly different because it's got that flexible nature and that Wolverine backplate. The Lumia 1520 isn't flexible. You can see it's flat, but it's built with polycarbonate and is basically colored through and through. So even if you scratch it, you're not actually going to get your scratches visible because the color is all the same from the top to the internal core of the device. All right, let's look at the first thing that we want to pay attention to is the camera. Camera's right there. You do have pretty high megapixel cameras for both devices. Starting with the 1520, you do have a 20 megapixel shooter. It's got that slight little hump there, dual LED flash, records at 1080p and shoots very well in low light. Over here on the G Flex, you have that 13 megapixel shooter here with a single LED flash and records up to 4K. So you're wondering which is the best camera, and the winner is the 1520. Why? It's quite simple. 1520 does a spectacular job in low light compared to the G Flex. Shoots photos in low lights very well and also records very good video up to 1080p. Granted, yes, the G Flex goes to 4K, but its low light resolution photos are not up to par to the G Flex, and also its video stability can be a little shaky, lack of OIS. That really pushed it away. So for me, it's the 1520. All right, so let's talk about displays here. This is the next thing. So we do have a couple of features on displays. This I can talk about software wise. So both devices have a tap feature that allow you to basically unlock your device. This is basically called I can't remember what it's called on the 1520, but on the G Flex it's called a knock feature, and it allows you to basically, instead of using the buttons either on the side or the back of the device, you can basically tap on the screen. So I'm just going to do that for both devices. There you go. And you can see on the 1520, it's a little bit more responsive. And I do like the 1520's feature there because it's just more responsive and easier to use than what you find on the G Flex. So for me, that tap feature is better on the 1520. So for me, again, the 1520 wins in that department. All right, so talk about processing power and usability. So both devices have Snapdragon 800 processors, right? You do have Snapdragon 800 in the 1520 and the G Flex. They both have 2 gigabytes of RAM, and of course, you've got 32 gigabytes of storage here on the G Flex, and you've got about 16 here on the 1520 with micro SD expansion here on the left-hand side. Now, in terms of usability here, I am going to give it to the G Flex. Why? Well, it's very simple. Gaming is better on the G Flex. It doesn't heat up at all, even though the 1520 also is very close in that department, but the G Flex has a solid grip and feel while gaming. Is also great for viewing content. Both of them have large displays, but the G Flex feels more cinema-like and just more easy and pleasing to view content. And also the processing power is well adapted on the system here to actually use and function. So the G Flex basically wins that. And with processing power comes battery consumption. They both have big batteries in here. There's a 3400 milliamp here, and there's I believe a 3300 milliamp. I could be wrong. I know it's slightly by 100 milliamps here for the 1520, but in the battery department, I give that to the G Flex. G Flex lasted up to 3 days for me. The 1520 does about 2 days for me in total. So the G Flex wins in the battery department. I think you know, that right there just puts it right on the edge as being just a much more power friendly device overall in terms terms of use and functionality. In terms of display, both of them have very nice high resolution displays. The 1520 has a 1080p display, and the G Flex has a 720p display. Granted, it's a curved display. And in the display department, I'm going to give actually a split here, because the better resolution display is that of the 1520. Very smooth. You can see how there are no glitches or hitches as you move through the Windows 8 tiles. So in this aspect, I give it that too. But in viewability, I give it to the G Flex, because the G Flex pretty much has that curved display that actually is very nice to watch video content on. I can tell you, it just really handles things very well in that department. I think it's quite a solid feature overall to use. So I think that's something that a lot of people will definitely like altogether. So basically right now, guys, we have a tie of sorts. You know, basically we started off with the 1520. 1520 has the better camera on here compared to, of course, the G Flex, and also the G Flex has a better battery life in comparison, and so basically things are tied, as we can see. So where can we look into differentiating factors? Let's go look to hardware itself, hardware compatibility. And I think this is where the G Flex just slightly edges the 1520, and that's of course with hardware full durability. Yes, the 1520 is constructed like a brick house and will probably survive anything, but the flexible nature of the G Flex basically says that, hey, if I'm sitting on this device, you know what, it's not going to break, it's not going to bend, I can still use it, and I can still handle things very well. So who's going to win this battle vid? Who am I going to pick as my winner? Who I think is going to win this overall? All right. Well, so we spent time with both devices and trying to find out which is the better device between the G Flex and the Lumia 1520. And you know, they're pretty close. They are really close. They've got a lot of great features, a lot of great aspects to them, and I think it's time to pick a winner. So my winner here, even though it's pretty much been a draw, I have to take the G Flex over by a slight edge. Why? The curved display is much easier to hold as a phone over your face. You can see it matches as it compares to the Lumia 1520, which is pretty much a straight device. The viewing angles also from the display is great for gaming. I really recommend it. I really enjoy that, and also it's got great battery life here altogether. You know, the camera is decent, not as good as what you find in the 1520, but it's still good enough to hold you over, and I think they've done a very good job here in adding a couple of features like knock and things like that aid the G Flex. So my winner here is the LG G Flex. Yes, it's not the 1520, and that pretty much puts the 1520 now as my third best device, coming in from last year, which was my second. Next up, we'll see how this pairs against the Galaxy Note 3. But right now, the G Flex is the winner of this battle vid against the 1520. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about this, or say, no, this is bullshit, Thunder E, 1520 is supposed to win, let me know. Give me your thoughts. Give me your reasons why this device should be ahead of this device, or you can tell me why you still think this device is also higher than that device. Now, I'm not comparing Android or a Windows phone, so let's just scrap that argument out of there. Give me reasons why you pick the 1520 or the G Flex. But again, the winner in this video is the G Flex. Guys, do like this video, share this video, favorite this video, and leave your comments. So this is Thunder E saying thank you. Please subscribe to our channels, Bored at Work, Bored Gamers, and BooredFemme. And thank you very much, and always enjoy your entertainment.